What a final day we've had here at Leeds between India and England. There it went down to the wire into the last hour, and England successfully chasing the target that was posted for them. 21 they had to chase down, and in the end they did it quite comfortably there and secure the first test, and they go one up in the series. If you're an Indian fan, look away. You don't want to be looking at that scorecard and the highlights of that match as well. But hello and welcome to Boundary Line Podcast. My name is Dylan Pink, and I've got Sheldon Doherty on the show with me. And Sheldon, your thoughts on the game? How did you feel the chase went about? I thought it was a clinical chase by England there. Ben Duckett playing one of the great knocks there to chase down that total and bat India out of the game completely. They had their moments, India, but once again they couldn't make the most of it. And you'd have to say that England played better and deservingly so. They're the winners of this match.
Dill, initial thoughts. Headingley loves a final day finish, right, Dill? A final session finish. Just a brilliant test match, Dill. I want to start on that. What an advertisement for test cricket this week has been, Dill. We went to the last day, where anyone could win it. We went to the last session, Dill, in fact, when any team could win it as well. And I thought it was just a brilliant game, a brilliant day. I thought, yeah, England were brilliant today, Dill. From start to finish, I thought it was very clinical, as you mentioned, Dill. I know everyone says Bazball, but I think Michael Vaughan put it brilliantly. He said Bazball with brains because it was a different style. It wasn't overly aggressive as well, Dill. It
Yeah.
wasn't smash bang wallop. We're gonna try smashing every ball. It was actually very very smart, and I thought that was the biggest positive I could say if you're an England fan, that it was very very smart actually, and it wasn't reckless. At no point was it reckless, and I think that was the key factor, Dill, in their win today.
Yeah, I thought England, batted really well. And would you say that the opening stand was where the India lost the match there? 149 from Ben Duckett, unlucky to not get 150. Zach Crawley played really well, 65, and that man Joe Root just showing his class once again, patient in the chase there, just taking his time, batting it out there, along with Ben Stokes and Jamie Smith also contributing there in the end and getting England comfortably over the line, you would say, Sheldon. But let's come to England first. I think they chased it down very well. What were your thoughts on the game? Zach Crawley, he survived yesterday, but today also he showed, playing with a straight bat, and even playing some wonderful shots there, and they kept the scoreboard moving. More importantly, and they looked to score every time.
Yeah, Dil, I thought the openers were brilliant, Dil. I think that was the partnership that won them the game. Obviously, later Root and Smith got to come in and, provide the finishing touches, but the openers set the game up, Dil. If you get an opening stand of 180 odd when you're chasing 370, I think that, takes the bulk out of the chase, Dil. And on Crawley, Dil, I thought it was a very un-Crawley-like innings. It wasn't overly aggressive. In
Yeah,
fact, it was, he took his time, he saw off the good balls. Like he didn't overly attack at any point. I thought it was very sensible of him. I think it was very mature innings on his
yeah,
part. I thought he saw off the new ball. It was overcast as well then for most of the day, with rain around.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
thought he did that brilliantly, and his partner Dil, Ben Duckett, man of the match performance as well. That was just a great knock,
brilliant
Dil.
knock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not Stokes 2019, but it was a wonderful knock, Dil. How he played Bumrah as well and Siraj early on, I thought they were brilliant with the new ball, especially today, and I thought he saw them off well. And the way he played Jadeja also did. I haven't seen many batters do that to Jadeja. I think Jadeja,
Yeah,
is known for his accuracy and how brilliant he is still. But the way he was reverse sweeping Dill, and one reverse sweep he hit for six, which
that
I
was,
thought
I
was
think, the
just,
shot of
yeah,
the day and probably the shot of the match, along with a few others. But
yeah.
definitely, that shot was, the best, in my opinion, of the day.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. And also on Ben Duckett, apart from this innings, I think his story is excellent. In 2016, he played four test matches, two against Bangladesh, two against India. He averaged 15. He was kicked out of the England team after that. He had an incident with Anderson as well at some party, where his off-field antics got him into trouble.
Wow.
And it didn't look like he was going to play for England ever again. But in 22, he got back after scoring a lot of runs in county. They wanted an opener who could play spin because they were touring Pakistan. He comes in that first test, hits 100, and since then, he's been excellent for England. He's been one of England's premier batters. He's an all-format player as well, and
Yeah.
he's one of two players who's in the top 20 in all formats right now. The only other one is Travis Head. So in the rankings, he's in the top 20 in all three formats right now, Dil, which is just incredible when you look at it. And yeah, for Duckett, Dil, I think a terrific knock. Dil. Very often he gets them off to the start, but he doesn't kick on like he did in the first innings. He
Yeah.
got 60 odd, but then he gets himself out. But yeah, he kicked on today, Dil, and he played the innings of his life, I feel, Dil. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and let's take it back a little bit. Right on the opening day, the toss when it was won by Ben Stokes, a lot of people criticizing him there. But this place also, Sheldon, Leeds is also known. I think England have won their last, I think, few games over
Six,
here.
yeah, six
Six if
including
I'm not
this,
mis
yeah.
including this at six exactly,
Yeah.
that they've chased down easily. So would you say that was always at the back of his mind, playing that, okay, if we get India out cheaply in the third innings, then whatever total they put up, we'll be able to chase on. And it looked like even today, if India had to score uh, 50, 80 runs more, I think they would have easily made it, the way they were going, right?
Yeah, Dil, you mentioned that, and I mean, Stokes backs his team to chase anything, Dil. And honestly, on day one, Dil, when India were what 400 odd for three, I don't think many would have been thinking, "Hey, that's a great decision at the toss," right? Because it looked very flat on day one,
Yeah.
bright and sunny also, Dil. A batter's day on day one, but yeah, Stokes played the long game, and luckily for him today, it showed, and his batters were able to chase that, and the pitch didn't really deteriorate that much, right, Dil? When you look at
Yeah,
it,
as expected. Yeah. Didn't
yeah, I'm
didn't actually do much.
I think also it didn't deteriorate because it wasn't that sunny in the last few days. I think the
Yeah.
first two were sunny and then it was quite overcast, so it didn't, the cracks didn't open up as much as they could. There was a bit for the spinners though. Today, I thought, in fact, outside to the left-hander, like on
Yeah.
the leg side for them, there was a bit there in the rough. But yeah, it didn't deteriorate that much and it showed till when England were batting today, it was still very good for batting. Fast outfield as well, and the runs just piled on till. But yeah, as of now, it looks like it was a good decision, Dil, at the toss from Stokes.
Yeah, but let's come to India now, and a lot of questions there that need to be answered for India, Sheldon. I think they're the first side to lose a test match after having 5 centuries in them. I don't know if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think they become the first side. Where do you see this, team going from here on now? Because 5 centuries in a test match for them, you feel like, they have to win the game at some point. I think it's never happened before, but Rahul getting 100, Pant getting two, Gill getting 100, Jaiswal getting 100. The others sort of playing well and showing signs, Sai Sudarshan a bit there. But the other batters, Sheldon didn't do as much. And I think that's where India lost the game. The lower order has not contributed for them like they would want to. And I think that's where India will be ruining their chances, thinking that we had England, pinned down on that second day when we were batting, and we could have got a lot more 500 plus 550 plus easily there and battered them out of the game there. But to get only 400 odd there on that second day, and then England just coming so close, just giving them a 6 run lead, catches being dropped, fielding not up to the mark. Where would you think that India made some mistakes?
Dil, I mean, there's so many areas you can look at. One is on in the first innings itself, till when they got to bat. I mean, they shouldn't have been dismissed for that much. Till they were what 420 odd for three.
Yeah.
On that second day when they were batting, you got to make 550 from there, Dil. And the fact that you're playing an extra, basically a bowling all rounder and Thakur at eight,
Yeah.
they probably weaken their bowling to play Thakur, and in the tail doesn't get you anything. They get blown away. They lost what 7 for 35, 7 for 40
Yeah,
in
7 for
on that
41.
second day,
Yeah.
which is just insane when you look at it. Your tail got to be able to get you more, and it didn't happen once. It happened twice. In the second innings, it was worse. Somehow it got worse. I mean, that is just shocking. You can't be scoring that much. And let's be honest, it wasn't a minefield. It wasn't one of those surfaces where, okay, if it's doing a lot, I understand you being blown away. And also, this was a pretty inexperienced England bowling attack. Like
Yeah.
this wasn't England's best bowling attack, or
Yeah.
the most capped England bowling attack. So the Indian tail could have really got more runs. And I'm not saying they should have got 100 more, Dil. Like even 50 would have been okay in both
Yeah.
innings, which is about what the England tail did. And he had, I thought that was one area, the catching, Dil. Oh my God, That was another area that cause for concern. Today as well, Jaiswal dropping a catch.
I think Jaiswal has dropped the most, I think, in
Yeah,
this test, right?
yeah,
It's insane there, Sheldon. To just think that catches, and how many times have we said that? The old saying goes, "Catches win you matches." And imagine if they had to take those chances in the first innings when England was batting, and even now, in the second innings, it would have been completely different. But I feel, for me, Sheldon, I think the lower order not contributing enough. The top order did their job. There's only that much. They will get
yeah.
those good balls that they will get out to, but you need the other batters as well to score runs, right?
Yeah, Dylan, as you mentioned, the batters 500 still. So the top order did their job, I feel. When you look at it, if you get 500s, you're doing quite a lot there. Yeah, the low order, Dylan, that needs to be looked at. Dylan, I want to ask you about selection as well. Did you feel they got the team right? Like when you look at it in hindsight is obviously a wonderful thing, but do you feel they got the balance of the side right, or would you have made any changes? Look at how it went.
I think it was good. I felt it was a good thing that they went with this team because it's the first test. You don't know what to expect also, from the pitch. And if you win the toss, then I don't know what he would have done, Gill would have done. I think even he would have bowled first.
Yeah.
It was looking that way at least. But put into bat, you get the score there. And when your top order does, that much, all the heavy lifting, you expect the lower order to at least get a few runs. I'm not talking about each one of them go and score a half century. At least,
Yeah.
the way England played, Wokes and Cars and all these guys, the way they got the score up there for England, I felt that was a difference, I felt. And it's not like India haven't done this before. They did it earlier as well in England itself, right? Bumrah, Siraj, all these guys played
Yeah.
so well. So I felt that just the bowling of England to wrap up the tail, for India, I thought was pretty good. Josh Tongue there, I think we need to speak about him also. He just bowled in, they came and bowled his heart out and just stuck to his length, that fuller length, got the stumps into play, and I thought he bowled brilliantly there. But for India, now going into the next test, what do you think? They need to do any changes that need to be done. Jadeja also, I felt today, I thought Gill brought him on a little too late. Should have got him on a bit earlier, but I mean, we don't know what was the reason. Also, it could have been they waited for the ball to get a little more older, or waited, for the wicket to do something. But what did you feel today, about that?
Yeah, and also with Jadeja, I mean, it was like two different. He was playing on two different pitches. I thought when Duckett was batting, Duckett was playing him as well as anyone has done,
Yeah,
and he was attacking him, and he was reverse
super
sweeping him
playing.
excellently. But you
Yeah,
saw when Stokes came, it was not that easy to reverse sweep. It's just that
yeah,
Duckett made it look that easy with the way he was batting, and Duckett more suited to playing. He's also a shorter batter. He can reach the ball easier. It suits his game, and
faster. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like for Stokes, it was tough, and even Root at times was struggling to Jadeja late on. There was an LBW as well, Dil, one LBW one were interviewed, which I was shocked went over the stump still.
I was
I,
so surprised that went
yeah,
over because hit him in line also, and the
and it's
impact
not
also
Perth.
wasn't. Yeah,
It's not Perth side.
but the but the
I don't know how
bounce
that
it got.
bounced. Yeah,
Yeah, I was really surprised there. I was really really surprised. But a few stats, Sheldon. I mean, not a few, like a lot of stats from this game. There, 23 is the highest match aggregate here involving India and England in tests. And the England have also now got the second highest, most target runs successfully chased on the last day of a test match. They 150 is what they had to get today, so they've done that, and this is in the history of Test cricket. This, I think, they've done really well there. But for India, where do they go on from now? What changes do you see them make? Because I wouldn't say it was a bad game for them also, because there are some, some good things out of this game for them. I thought Thakur bowled well today also. Krishna also bowled well today. Prasidh Krishna and Shardul Thakur, both of them got those late wickets there and kept India in the hunt there. But you always knew that, when you have batters like Stokes and Root and Brook and all these guys in the team, it's going to be tough to get them out, right? But where do you see India making the changes, Sheldon? Should Washington Sundar come in place of Jadeja? Do they need to get in another fast bowler just to strengthen, the bowling lineup?
I actually don't think anything was wrong with that team lineup, Dil. I think
Yeah,
when you look at it in the game, India played well for large parts, Dil. Let's not forget that, yes, they lost the game. India were on top for, I'd say, 90% of the match. They were pretty much on top throughout the game, Dil. And
Yeah.
you look at it, just the small things. I mean, the tail, could they muster up more? Probably, maybe Thakur, Jadeja. I think those two could have done more with the bat
Yeah, exactly.
as well.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he used Thakur more in the second innings showed that he learned from the first innings. I think the fact that Thakur bowled more was a good change. I thought he bowled
Yeah.
better, taking two key wickets as well, Dil.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Thakur. He finds a way to make things happen, whether he's bowling great or not. I mean, he can produce wickets like that, and that was almost a defining moment because it brought India back in the game. Suddenly it was 4 wickets down, and you were like, "Oh, maybe game on." Yeah, but yeah, Dil, I don't think there was much wrong with the team. I wouldn't be surprised if India go the same team as well. I think the team balance was good. I just feel the small things they need to just do a bit better. Like fielding, definitely need to catch better. And yeah, probably the tail just need to muster up a bit more till next game. What about you? You think any changes or you think the team was the right team?
I don't know. I don't know if they need to make any changes. Also, I do feel they'll be itching to play someone in place of Ravi Jadeja or Shardul Thakur. Also, I feel probably will have to miss out the next test. But in my opinion, I think no. I think just go with the same team. The guys are in rhythm. Everything they know what they're doing basically. And we move to Edgbaston next. Sheldon, if I'm not mistaken, what's that wicket going to be like? There also is a lot of history of Test cricket there going out to the wire. Could we expect something? And in England, what do we see? Any changes coming them? I heard Archer now is also up to join the team sometime soon. Do you reckon he'll be there?
Yeah, I think with Archer and Atkinson both should be fit for the second test. But if I was England management, I'd just be a bit cautious with them, though. There's no need to rush them in here. It's a long series.
Yeah,
It's a 5 match series, and we know with Archer especially, he's had a lot of injuries still.
yeah,
And
man.
he just recently played his first class game in about 4 years, which is a long time till. He hasn't been fit to play Test cricket for a while. So I'd rather play him a bit more in county, build him up as the series goes. There's an 8 day gap between now and the second test, so it gives the bowlers some time to recover as well. But yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
if I was England also, I wouldn't make any changes at all. I'd probably stick with the same
Stick
11.
to the same team. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought the bowling was under criticism on day one, but I think they improved as the test went on.
Yeah.
I thought especially Tongue, as you mentioned, it was brilliant, especially in cleaning up the tail. That's something
Yeah.
which England have struggled with in the past, but he did that brilliantly. And yeah, I don't think they look anywhere else. I forgot to mention also, you mentioned Root earlier. I mean, it's become the norm that he scores, but again today he was there at the end with that 50, only a 50. He's slowing down a bit right now, but yeah, I mean that is what he does, and it was just fitting almost that he was there at the end on his home ground to deliver like the winning runs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a fantastic player. You can't doubt it, and when and even in the first innings when he got out, you felt like he made an error and you could see it, he was disappointed because he could have got a big one there in the
Yeah.
first innings and he knew that. And even today, like, just staying there, not trying to take any risks, just keeping everything calm out there in the middle. And India knew as long as he's there and Stokes
Yeah.
there, everyone, we're never going to win that. And a word on Shubman Gill, the captain. What did you make of him in the first test? Of course, it's a big ask for a young guy to step up and come and captain in England against a decent side, I should say, a very good side
Yeah.
also. In fact, the bowling has looked good. It's inexperienced, but I would say they're really really good in this. When they play at home there. So, what did you think of Gill?
Yeah, I hope the India media are not too harsh on him, Dil. I thought he did
By
fairly
the way,
well.
they already are
Yeah, I know.
harsh.
And to be honest, I thought he managed things very well. I thought, yes, you can be critical at times, but he's not in charge of everyone fielding, Dil. He's not
Yeah,
responsible for the tail failing to hold a bat towards the end. He can't do
yeah,
much there. I thought he managed his bowlers as well as he could. Yes, we were critical that he didn't bowl Thakur as much in the first innings, but when you have Bumrah and Siraj and Krishna and Jadeja, I mean, you'd be tempted to bowl Bumrah every over, right? Who
exactly.
wouldn't
No,
if you
yeah,
have him? And I thought he did well with the field. The only thing maybe today I saw in comms they were saying he was probably following the ball a bit too much. Where
yeah,
if a four went there on edge when there, he puts the fielder there, but he's still learning them.
yeah. It's his first
Like
game, man. Come
he's
on.
not the finished article. It's his first match as captain. No one's
Yeah.
perfect in their first game as captain. Yeah, I think he'll just grow and become better. I think him scoring runs was more important than any captaincy decision he made.
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
if Gill scores runs, that's as important as anything because India, more than his captaincy, need his batting. He's one for the future. He's the guy to build this team around. He's the prince. He could become a king down the line. Dil. I mean, he's as talented as they come. So I think him scoring is a big positive, and I think his captaincy will improve as it goes on, and he'll learn a lot till from this test. I think this would have aged his captaincy by like 5 years with the way it went. So yeah, I think it was all right. Till. I think he'll only get better thanks to this test.
Yeah, I think he did really well also, let's
Yeah,
be honest, I think it's first
yeah,
game. You can't be too harsh on the guy, young captain, and when you have Bumrah and all the other
yeah,
seniors, you can't tell them to do stuff that
exactly.
much, right?
Yeah,
You want to bowl Bumrah a lot more, you want to bowl Ravi Jadeja a lot more, but they can only bowl that much, and you got to look at different options there. So I feel he'll definitely learn. And your final thoughts on the game, what did you feel, was a moment in this test match for you where you thought, okay, fine, England can do this, or one moment that you felt that was really, really good, just according to you? It doesn't have to be from England or India, or it can be anything. What did you feel, that one moment where it was like, wow, this is why I love Test cricket?
I think there's so many moments, but I just feel, the fact that we entered day five with all results possible, I thought was brilliant. Everyone talks about the death of Test cricket. Every day, everyone's talking about it. They say 4-day matches, right? We need more of that. Obviously, I understand some of the aspects of that, but the fact that we went to the last session and all results were possible, I thought was just brilliant. I think Test cricket in England is fantastic as well, Dil. I think
The best, the best. There's no
the
other
cr-
country that comes close to
the
England. Let's
crowd
let's just
being
accept that. Yeah,
yeah. I also love moments like given Jaiswal talking to the audience still and him just smiling and having a laugh with them, which I
that's
feel
good.
you
Yeah.
need. You need some banter. And there was also one moment I want to mention when Duckett hits a reverse sweep for six and taps him on the back.
Tap him on the back. Yeah, I
It's
seen that. That
it's
was so
almost.
good.
I'm sure Pant was like, yeah, that's my guy. That's the tough shots. I would love to play. And you see those moments and you're like, that's what it's about. And ultimately, it's cricket on the field competitors, off the field, your normal guys, right? You chill with each other, and I think there's a
Yeah.
lot of respect between the two sides. We saw as well. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
you can
like,
see that. Yeah, you could see
lot of
that between
respect
them.
that, like, towards the end also you saw them all like shaking hands, and that's what it's all about. Till and yeah, just a brilliant advertisement till, for the beautiful game.
Yes, Test cricket is well and truly back. It shouldn't go anywhere. You shouldn't have 4-day tests. There's a lot of chatter that it needs to be reduced to 4 days so that everybody gets a chance to play all the other associate nations and things like that. But I feel 5-day test matches, there's just a beauty to 5-day test matches, and I think this shouldn't go anywhere. Then today, like we said, went into the last day, almost into the last hour also, but
Yeah,
India would be ruining their chances and failing that they messed it up in all three innings. They had the moments, but they couldn't capitalize on it. But they will only learn from here. It's still like we said, it's a long series, so
yeah.
they will go into Edgbaston now feeling much more positive. Actually, that the batting has done well. Bumrah is in form. The other bowlers also are there. So let's see how they do. Thank you so much for watching the video. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. And also don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section what you thought about the match. And yes, we'll see you soon in the next one. And take care.